Hey chat, so this is Tainted Pact combo. Tainted Pact, if you're not familiar, says exile the top card of your library. You may put that card into your hand unless it has the same name as another card exiled this way. Repeat this process until you put a card into your hand or until you exile 2 cards with the same name. So other than 2 copies of Tainted Pact and 2 copies of Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, our deck is entirely singleton here, including the mana base. And what this allows us to do is, when we have a copy of Jace and a copy of Tainted Pact together, Tainted Pact can mill us out, and then Jace, with its static text, can win us the game. So we're a control deck with a lot of singleton counter spells and interaction and discard spells to keep us alive and interact with the board and the stack. And then eventually we assemble our 2-card combo and win the game on the spot. We also have a variety of things like Wishclaw Talisman and Mastermind's acquisition, and then like Fae of Wishes to grab extra copies of our combo out of the sideboard to find our 2-ofs more consistently. A question I do always like to address, there's always a comment on it in either during the video set or in YouTube after the fact. This deck is not worth playing Laturian because the upside having a Laturi gives you is not worth not being able to play 2 copies of each of your combo cards. So that was something that was explored a lot early on in the format when this deck became a thing, and I think you'd much rather have 2 copies of each of these than a companion that just costs too much mana to use profitably. Laturi, whatever it's called. However you pronounce the silly thing. The pronunciation is unplayable. Sag Patrum. So I know this hand has a lot of lands in it, but this gets to scry and this gets to cycle, and this is another cantrip, so we're gonna have a good bit of card selection to find some action here. Get down with the churn. Nailed it. Never didn't have it. Sneeper Keeper. I think I'm gonna bin that just because it lets me work towards flipping this over ASAP. Are they also playing back? Pact isn't, obviously they could be, but Pact isn't a particular popular deck in this format anymore. So I'd be surprised if they were. Okay, so not playing Pact. Listen, chat, the Diamond 4 rank floor has all sorts of insanity present. For the follow blaze. We have to actually cancel that one.
Well played.
Our opponent's deck is really sweet. Alright, combo kill them. This is how Historic works, generally speaking, when you play sweet deck. Someone counters one of your spells, and then they combo kill you. I told you, chat, I think we're becoming a full-time bad guy stream moving forward. We're gonna play, like, a variety of different control decks, but I think Magic feels much easier when you're playing a control deck versus not. Modern design definitely pushes in this direction. I mean, you can't stand control, so you may tune in less. Have you been watching our streams? Even when we don't play control ourselves, half of our matchups or more are against control decks. So, like, I don't really have an option. I would prefer to play creature decks too. I'm also like for what it's worth, we spent the last 2 days, we spent 4 hours playing creature decks the last 2 days in Magic, and we stayed at exactly the same rank where we started. We spent the last 2 days losing more than we were winning. Any reason for no Pactification? There's literally a Pactification in my sideboard. The deck list is on your screen. Nah, I really don't like playing best of one. It's very dry. Renzor, thanks for the follow. I don't know. Maybe playing all control decks and control mirrors will break me eventually, and we'll play best of one. But for the time being, I'm just gonna lean into playing control. Thank you, honey. You're the best.
Did you tell chat we both have snowflake pants on?
We do both have snowflake pants on.
For the snowstorm blizzard.
The snowstorm. I don't know about that.
Pants. Mine are cuter. I have fancy snowflakes.
So we can hive and take a peekaboo here.
Try the food I made you.
It's really good.
Aw, I'm great.
You are great.
Tell me if you want more.
We obviously can't play this next turn, but I think it's worth keeping. We'll be able to play it the turn after that, right? This will be untapped off of the Ice Tunnel. It probably won't be your last Rufio. To be fair, this is the largest I've seen in a while. This is the most snow we've gotten since I moved to Central Illinois.
If you wish to surrender now, I have just the trick for this. Put thoughtfulness before action.
This opponent's playing Omen because they're a Yorion deck. I don't think I have any answers in my sideboard. Yeah. I'd move on to game 2 here. Drawing a bunch of our sweepers here in the control mirror. It's a pretty big feels bad, man. So we get to cut them in the post-board games. Eliminate maybe stays on it, kills Narset. I guess it only kills Narset. To cut a couple of cards here. Bloodchief Thirst is fine. Probably don't care about their graveyard. Yeah, I mean, I didn't concede that last game because it's impossible to win through an Narset. I conceded that last game because they had an incredible amount of disruption and card advantage, and they were just gonna bury us.
And keep an open mind.
Look at that trickle down economy in action. Jetharin, as we welcome our 62nd Shillionaire. Let's go ahead and make sure that economy keeps trickling down as more Hoglandians succeed. The next Shillionaire now only needs 999,938 shillings. Jetharin, be sure to drop me a DM on the subs Discord for what to get you your role there and access to Beverly Shills, as well as let me know what deck you'd like to see added. You can submit a deck right away, or you can hold it for after, after the new set drops.
Might be a bad idea.
My body is ready to get Narset's reversal, chat. You might have gone for approach. I'm going to give you a 10-minute timeout to think about suggesting we take the 7-mana counterable spell against their deck. I think 9 live Solemnity combo is absolutely dog trash in this format. I would encourage you to watch the decks that we're going to be playing against today and think about how the... Oh, I should have killed the Narset. They're going to memory us and we die. It doesn't matter. I think we were dead anyways. They just had so many more cards than us, regardless of what was going on. This format is like 30 to 40% control by the untapped.gg metrics, and 9 Lives Solemnity just doesn't have a text box in these matchups. It's really good against the creature decks, but Magic's just not a game that's about creature combat anymore. Thanks for the 37 months end pack. Welcome back. For what it's worth, I actually think you can probably build a more aggressively slanted green-white enchantments decks, or like Bant enchantments. Like the linear aggro auras deck, I think is pretty reasonable with a green splash. Thanks for the follows, Ronan and Tasaka. For folks that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We do a couple of Magic decks every day. We play some Runeterra, we play some Pokemon Unite. We play single-player games on occasion, too. Looking forward to Horizon Forbidden West coming out soon. Always a lot of great stuff going on. Usually try and focus on Magic's constructed formats. Been playing a lot of Alchemy and Historic lately. Trying to come to grips with where the metagames have moved to. Definitely feels like both the Magic's constructed formats that I've been playing have moved to very control-centric places. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it just means I need to adjust the types of decks that we're picking to play. The world would be a much better place if more people did what I'm about to do, Beef. And I'm going to tell you, I don't really have a strong opinion on Pioneer or Modern to even draw a comparison with, because I don't play Pioneer or Modern. Don't have strong opinions on things you're not familiar with, chat. Spew less frequently. Main deck Soul Guide Lantern, excellent as always. Anecdotally, people on my Twitter feeds and Magic circles that do play Pioneer and Modern seem to both really like those formats. I do not intend to spend $400 on digital Ragavans anytime soon, no. Haven't you heard? Spending way too much money on pictures of monkeys is all the rage. That's true, you know. How do you do, fellow Magic players? I will say that Modern has fundamentally changed from what it used to be when I really enjoyed playing it. Modern for a long time was my favorite non-rotating format, but now Modern rotates every 2 years when they release Modern Horizons, so it doesn't really do what I look for a format like that to do anymore. I will say I am excited for the Lord of the Rings set to drop and for there to be like a cracked Gandalf in it and for people to get upset about it. How dull to live your life without any hills to die on. I mean, I have hills I'm willing to die on. They're just hills that I have information about. We did just have a lot of lands in a row. That being said, we're like not in a terrible spot, maybe. If they have an Unholy Heat for my Shark Typhoon token, we're probably dead, but otherwise we got a real shot here. Yeah, if Pioneer was on Arena, I would definitely be into giving Pioneer a try. I can't bring myself to play Magic online. Alright, I'm gonna cycle this for only 4. Because this way I can play a 1-mana card, and like, as a 4, it's gonna die to anything it would die to as a 5, and it still trades with Crackling Drake. Thanks for the 27 months, Jace. Welcome back. Yeah, probably just did here. I think this matchup's pretty impossible for this archetype that we're playing. They have a fast clock and disruption. Pillar of Flame. Yep. Phoenix. Phoenix is definitely one of the best non-control decks in the format because of this. Quick clock and disruption. I just can't bring myself to play this Phoenix deck personally because I just don't enjoy playing decks that get hosed by sideboard cards, and playing their archetype into Graveyard Hate is not a particularly good time. Gosh, how do I want to board here? Aether Gust is probably fine. It's a matchup I want sweepers in. This Key to the Archive is probably a card that's not going to be long for this deck. I'm not convinced that that card is playable. It's super slow and clunky and doesn't impact the board. Extinction Event's good at the very least. I mean, I don't even know that I would say the Phoenix deck has bad games 2 and 3. Like, it's one of the best decks in the format because it wins a lot, and it's winning in best of 3 tournaments. It's just the way having a ton of your cards get turned off by Graveyard Hate feels to play against isn't a great experience a lot of the time. Like, even if you're slogging through it, it tends to not be super fun. We need the acceleration with this hand. We just bottom that.
I have practiced against many foes like you. I know 80
Den of the Bugbear is 38 tickets apiece on Moto.
meditate and prepare.
Yep. A lot of people very rightfully complain about a lot of things related to the arena economy.
I have just the trick
But a
to this.
big part of why I consider the arena economy good enough is because I'm used to dealing with the absolutely atrocious paper and moto economies that have existed for 2.5 decades. Like, Magic's basically always been a game of atrocious economies for various reasons. those of you that were idly listening, by the way, when I said $400 worth of Ragavans, I meant for digital Ragavans. That wasn't a I want to play Modern in paper commentary.
Keep an open mind.
I think we just take the extinction event here. Cinderace is real good. Real good. This is odd, right? I guess this line means if they rip an untapped land, they can attack Narset with the Phoenix. What if they added Hollowed One to Historic? You know what's neat? Hollowed One is already in Historic. In fact, I thought about playing a Hollowed One deck today, and then I had a deck submission for this. Moto stands for Magic Online with Digital Objects. Historic is the format of, wait, that card's legal? All right, so we get Tainted Pact with this, and then we drop Wishclaw Talisman into play, and then I can draw with this, and if we draw an untapped land with this or our draw step, we can combo them next turn. Oh, wait, Narset actually prevents us from doing that, right? That's awkward. I guess we just hope to draw the land naturally, and then we can combo on their upkeep is the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm not going to cycle this yet. Oh, no, wait, this takes a mana to draw. That doesn't work either. Huh? Awkward. Yeah, Narset disrupting our combo is a little cinch. Thanks for the follow, Rachel. I ditched a Phoenix and a looting. I think I just need to sit on this. Well, well, this doesn't work yet because I don't have a mana to draw with this, right? They also have 2 cards in hand right now, so I'm going to Erasure to start here. I think Red Elemental Blast would be a phenomenal addition to this format. If you asked me, Jeff, what was a card you could add to Historic to increase diversity of gameplay? I think Red Elemental Blast would be the #1 card I would ask for. If this is a Phoenix, they top the Phoenix. If this other card's a blank, we win. I get to Tainted Pact deck myself, and then we draw with Lantern on their upkeep. So we win through the Narset there. Thanks for the 3 years, Negative. Welcome back. Appreciate you keeping me around. Thanks for dropping off your Bezo bucks again. I didn't have the 7th land to do that play the previous turn. We drew the Swamp that turn. Yeah, I feel like I navigated that game well. A lot of small choices there. I think I just want to cycle Sandbar this turn, so I'm going to play this tapped. Yeah, for what it's worth, the needing to play more controlling decks in this format to be more competitive, I don't think that means we're not going to have good games. It just means I need to be more selective and choosy about like what I'm taking and what I'm playing. Ooh, Eidolon of the Great Revolt would be another good one to be added to this format. Can you just put Pioneer on this platform, Watsy, for the love of God? Please? Just have a little bit of Pioneer as a treat. We actually don't have a lot of cards that can kill this. You have plus Jace to draw a card the previous turn. Well, they had a Narset in play. We were told that they were working on Pioneer. We were never given a firm date. When did the last remaster set release? It's been over a year, right? The last remaster set was like fall 2020. It's been a while. Nah, Price of Progress is an awful card. Price of Progress is like a Blood Moon style card that I think is awful. We've talked about this before. Burning Earth, I think, is an appropriately power leveled. Burning Earth is an appropriately power leveled effect like that I wouldn't mind in Historic. I think if you wanna punish non-basics, Burning Earth is a good way to do it in a pretty fair manner. God, we're so dead. All right, one languish off the top, please. Ah, we're so close to this being good enough. We're probably gonna die before it can be, though. I think I just have to meat hook the Stormwing, huh? There's a good chance we still die. No, I don't think Siphon Insight is very good in a format like Historic. Historic's not a format that's really about, like, super incremental card advantage like that. Well, so, like, there's 3,000 cards that are legal in Pioneer that don't exist on Magic Arena, but there's like less than 100 cards that are like Pioneer playable. Like they could very easily give us Pioneer Light with like 2 anthologies or 1 master set. All right, we're nowhere near done with Magic for the day, but I need to run to the restroom really quick, so I'll BRB for like 2 seconds. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna play some more Tainted Pact. Look at that. 14 seconds to spare on the ad roll. Nailed it. A true skill game. Got a cantrip and a spell land. Drop this tapped on 1. Can do this on tapped on 2, do both of these. Might also just want to play this tapped on 2. Yikes. I think we do this tapped, so that way I can play this, and then we can Inquisition while playing a mana. Oh, they're playing like black-white bear stuff, huh? Maybe Shadow? Oh gosh, and they bolted plus Thoughtseize, so their knight's about to grow here? This is a really bad die roll to lose. Alright, no land to pump this is good for us. I'm gonna consider at sorcery speed here. So this way I can play Temple tapped afterwards to get another scry in. Because I don't want to like scry into a card I want to keep and then like consider. Aspirant is still a super reasonable Magic the Gathering card, especially with Esper Sentinel. Down to 10. Alright, I get to draw some cards here, but I'm grabbing Extinction Event. Oh, I probably just grab Ritualisted, actually, huh? Yeah. Knowing our luck, we'll have drawn them into Thoughtseize, but definitely just need to go get the sweeper here. Things that is not chat, Thoughtseize. I might take my vision here because it's my land drop. We're actually, like, not really in a particularly good spot, because, like, they drew another card, and, like, their Lurrus starts bringing their friends back now. So, kind of getting punished for not taking Extinction Event, but it is. Oh god, they drew Death Shadow? Well, shit. Take a little info with us on the way out the door, I suppose. When I was down 2 cards here and it just didn't matter. GG. Trim some of these counter spells for extra things that play to the board. Duress probably isn't very good. This is really slow. Hey, thanks for doing the thing for a year and a half, Distraction Ninja. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Oh, you missed a big part of Historic if you didn't know they added Tainted Pact. Tainted Pact is the reason Thassa's Oracle's finally banned in this format, and Tainted Pact was the best deck in the format while Oracle was legal. It was like an entire multi-month stint there where like Tainted Pact was the deck. I think we take the Selfless Savior here because they're a ways off of being able to play the Death Shadow. And I want to be able to kill this knight. Joke's on you, opponent. I didn't want to cast any of these cards anyways. Yeah, you're not wrong, Beansy. Oh, you know what should probably be an R75? A Shadow's Verdict as a sweeper is very good into these Luris decks. Ow! Alright, I'm gonna bank on them bricking on a land here again. I'm gonna play the Jace out. That is true, Avocado. We should probably treasure flare some people at some point. It's a quality observation.
I won't have to remember this.
So if we draw an untapped land next turn, we can win the game? What if we YOLO it? If there's an untapped land in the bottom 2 cards of our deck, we can win here. Yeah, I'm gonna YOLO it. So remember, you get to draw one of these things. So we're just gonna decline 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay. So now we need any of these bottom 3 cards to be an untapped land, chat. Nailed it.
Manipulation of the mind is a matter of gift.
Never didn't have it. Easy clap. This has been Counting Backwards from 35 with Jeff Hoagland. Hope everybody enjoyed. My toddler enjoyed it and Eve enjoyed it. God bless. I think this is a land. Play a Danto Vanguard and shove us in a trash can. Nanitch! Thanks for 23 months. Welcome back. Got a pair of Doomblades. Dealer's choice. Isn't Magic a fun game? Mulligan to 5, get triple discard spelled. Black Source. Untap Black Source. Are we dead? I think we're dead. Do I have a fading hope? Yes, I do in fact am having my hope fade away. I started about the time the second discard spell was cast. Can we count up next time? I need some review. Well, yeah, actually just did. It was a close game, man. Had a lot of interesting choices. I got to choose whether I like scratched my head or twiddled my thumbs while my hand was discarded. It was a good time. Good times were had by all. Was a snow situation. For those just joining us, this is a side-by-side comparison for my backyard today versus my backyard during the summer. We've gotten a little bit of snow. Just a scotch. The patio turned out very well. We got that installed this past summer. The people that did it did excellent work. We also ate an entire field of corn on the in-between. That is accurate. Oh my god! Can this format get any more inbred? Discover the formula in your historic deck. Please make it stop. Please stop. Please make it stop. Oh, you know what? I should have shocked this into Cling to Dust. They're probably gear hulking it back. Oh, God. You're super right, aren't you? The last time I cared about Magic the Gathering lore, Gerard and Sisse were crewing the Weatherlight chat. Jace and the Justice League just don't do it for me. They're not particularly interesting or compelling characters, in my opinion. The Justice League, yeah. Whatever you want to call it. I appreciate Magic's art as well. Their art tends to be consistently very good. It's one of the high parts of the IP. In fact, my literal only complaint about Magic the Gathering artwork is, you see this gorgeous piece of art, or this gorgeous piece of art, chat? Why can't I look at a giant blown up high resolution version of these beautiful pieces of art right here inside the Arena client? The fact that literally every card in Runeterra, I can look at a high resolution version of the artwork in client is just so wonderful. Let's do this now in case we spike a discard spell. There's like Thoughtseizes and Duresses and stuff in our deck. Nailed it. This is probably gonna get canceled, but I think I'm okay with that exchange overall. Really surprised they didn't Archmage Discharm that. It's really funny that you think, and this, I'm just gonna time you out. It is wild to me, the mental gymnastics people do, Magic players do, to justify silly decision Wizards makes. No, they don't limit high resolution artwork of their cards to cut down on quality fakes, chat. They're just bad at what they do or don't have enough bandwidth for their people to appropriately put out things that would be good for the game. Like, come on now. It's such a giant stretch. Peak pretzeling. Yeah, it's probably incompetence. Like this combo piece, please. You guys should get Thought Distortion. I mean, I've got an active Azcanta. I'm just gonna like draw a discard spell or a counter spell and then combo them next turn. I think it's the plan. Just like we drew it up. And honestly, if this doesn't resolve with the active Azcanta, we probably just like play a Scryland and chill for the turn. These damn kids and their cancel culture. Unholy Heat's another one we gotta go through. Now I'm wishing we would have gotten the Thought Distortion ship. I have regrets. With the active Azcanta, we can probably power through what they have going on here. We're probably fine. Like, Azcanta's much better than Castle Vantress. Jace had some real sketchy tweets as a teenager, chat. If we try and put him on the stack, there's no way he doesn't get canceled. All right, let's lead Soul Guide Lantern in the event that there is a what's it called? Gear Hulk. And then I have exactly enough mana left over to Silundi Vision plus activate Azcanta this turn. That's fine. I think our Azcanta's gonna let us power through the fact that they drew 4 charms. Actually, I have to bottom this, unfortunately, because neither Azcanta nor Vision can grab it. I just want a chance to have more selection with those. Okay. Okay. Are there cards in the bottom of my deck I want to Narset into? Not really? What cards do you think would shake up the meta and historic for Modern Horizons? Well, Ragavan would.
Peers. Hone your prowess.
You didn't ask me, you didn't say, would it be an improvement to the format, chat? You asked, what would shake it up? And I gave you an answer. You asked a question, I gave you a correct answer. Come on now.
I was not prepared for this.
I'm not even sure that Asmo would really change the format, because Asmo's like a card that's like good into creature decks, and this format's very control heavy. I don't actually know that there's Modern Horizons cards that would really push this format out of the control format that it is. I think you need things like Field of the Dead or like Field of the Dead or Red Elemental Blast or Veil of Summer. Powerful effects like those. Check my deck tracker. Am I out of discard spells? I'm out of discard spells. I have 1 absorb energy. I have another Jace. All right, I'm a Jace, and then I'm gonna cancel their Archmage's Charm.
Are they yours or mine? Always an answer.
Okay, so we can technically combo twice at instant speed at the moment. The question is, do I want to go for that or not? I don't know that I do. So like if they go to kill Jace, I could technically Pact and then draw with this after decking myself, and then when they cancel something else, I could go and draw with this after this Pact. I kind of get hosed by another Unholy Heat. I think the line here is actually just Archmage's Charm. Oh, I could just Soul Guide to hose the heat. Yeah, that's the line. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good call. Love it.
It's supposed to hurt.
Yeah, they still had 3 mana for this, right, Chet? Oh, I had double packed? Yeah, that's fair. My opponent also very clearly misclicked there, for what it's worth. For what it's worth, they very clearly thought that was their turn and they misclicked. Is that how you want to win, chat? Is that the type of people you are? Yes, okay. Fair. Fair. It's fine. We can win here without them having misclicked this turn, chat. It's not a big deal. For people that are new, I don't really care about my ladder points, and I want to see how a matchup plays out. So I don't really want to win in a spot like this just because my opponent like failed to navigate the interface. That's not really a win that's particularly interesting. I want to win because my deck can win because I made good choices. All right, see, we got there without punishing their misclick. Does your brain feel huge, chat? It's the biggest and the smartest. Need 2 more cuts here. Are these pieces of artifact mana actually good? I think I want to just, like, cut these for a land and a spell. They've really not seemed good at any point that I've drawn them today. Super clunky. Yeah, combo control decks like this one are often a good puzzle to be playing. Thanks for the follow, home office guy. Thanks for the prime, Murky. Appreciate you keeping me around. We're on the draw with a scry, and if we hit the second land, these help us find the third land. Let's do it. We have 27 lands in our deck, counting our 2 spell land flip cards. Will we be caught with our hand in the cookie jar, chat? Nailed it. Never once did I not have it. Mystical dispute.
Those who cannot perceive the realm of the world, meditate and prepare.
Okay. All right. Glass half full. Hit the third land on time. A true skill game that we play.
I have just the trick for this.
I'm gonna dispute the crap out of this, expressive iteration, by the way. Sugar, we're going down. So long, farewell, I'll see you and good day. Like to wield some mysteries, please. I think Merfolk is an okay-ish creature deck into these control decks, so that gets to play like miscasts and other disruptive elements. But yeah, in general, I agree with you that creature decks tend to be pretty rough into their into this archetype that our opponent's playing.
We can figure a way out of this.
Does auras count as a creature deck? That's a good question. Maybe auras is definitely fine as well. Thanks for the follow, Own Mirrori. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. No, we always draw, chat. It's target player mills, then you draw a card.
Let's try this.
That didn't go according to plan.
We know they're not on Gear Hulk. You must be new here. People play stuff like Grafdigger's Cage with Gear Hulk all the time on Magic Arena. Constantly. I'm actually gonna stop milling them because putting card types in their graveyard for Delirium is not good. That's basically a draw two. You'll love to see it. Crunch.
I must train harder.
Yeah, I just gonna attack the Narset. It means I get to draw a card one turn later, but it lets me save this as a resource, right? All right. This card is low-key kind of great. It's like a graveyard hate card, huh? It's kind of sick.
Now we've got a fight on our hands.
Magic's fine when we play Control Decks Engineer, and this is definitely a Control deck. We're gonna start being a full-time Gandalf stream. For the Magic portion, I think. It's an Eldraine. It's an Eldraine card, isn't it? God damn it, Eldraine. Oh, shoot. You know what, chat? We actually can't combo here because there's 2 Jace in our deck because this came from the sideboard. That's hella awkward.
It's a matter of gift.
We could Tainted Pact, Narset's Reversal, the Tainted Pact, grab a Jace, grab a Jace. That's gotta be aggro, right? Oh shoot, this is a sorcery to activate. Darn it. I just assumed this card has flash, so the whole thing had flash. It's a pretty big oops. I was like, I'm gonna pick this up and then cast it at the end of their turn because they have 8 mana, but it's actually not a play we can make. Oh wait, it also needs 5 cards. They don't have 5 cards. Doesn't matter. That's not very Eldraine of it, dude. All right, so the Thoughtseize means that I can check and see if the coast is clear for the Narset's Reversal play. If they counter this, I might just go for it anyways, because both of these cards would have to be Disruption to beat us. I'm gonna lose Jace next turn, chat. I think we just YOLO it. If they have second veto here, we kind of get hosed. Oh, we could have reversaled the Thoughtseize and Thoughtseize them again, but that wouldn't let us combo them. Well, if I mill a Jace, I don't have the ability to draw a card and win after I Tainted Pact Rhino. And if I reversal the Thoughtseize, I don't have 2 Tainted Pacts. So the kink there, chat, for people that weren't following, is there were 2 Jaces left in my deck because that Jace I had in play was from my sideboard due to Fae of Wishes. So I needed 2 Tainted Pacts to be able to clear my deck there. I'm gonna cut these pieces of artifact mana. Thanks for hanging out, Dylan. Good luck on the rest of your ladder play today, yeah? For what it's worth, if I thought you're playing slowly, I would have commented on it and compared to the... No, I had another one in hand. So the Narset's Reversal meant that I was killing you deterministically if you didn't have a counterspell. You needed Dovin's Veto. So I had you unless you had Dovin's Veto or 2 counterspells or another veto. Which is why I went for it. All right, I think I want just another land. And I think I want another land. I think I want another spell over these pieces of artifact mana. Yeah, I think that matchup is bad for your deck. I think part of the appeal of playing this deck that we're playing is that we have a decent control matchup. For sure. Why is this Singleton? Read Tainted Pact. It's not Singleton. Actually, I have 2 copies of Jace and 2 copies of Tainted Pact. I'm just gonna play. Yeah, I'm just gonna play a Pathway for another untapped land. Now, what kind of spell do I want? I think I want another anti-creature card in the main deck. What's a good utility Doomblade? We just like play regular Doomblade. We could play actual factual. We could also play Heartless Act. Oh, I did mention Shadow's Verdict. I do like Shadow's Verdict in general. Or we just play that as another sweeper. I think I want a little bit more spot removal. I'm gonna cut the Languish. And I'm gonna cut the Aether Gust, maybe? Is this Underworld Breach good? I think this Underworld Breach is just too cute. And I'm just gonna cut these red lands and clean up the splash here a little bit. I think like the random off-color temples are fine, but like this Blood Crypt and this Dragon Skull Summit and this Steam Vents and this Sulfur Falls. I'm just gonna put in a bunch of pathways. They're all worse than like untapped pathways, right? The pathways are just like they're basically just differently named swamps and islands. I need one more blue land now. Probably just play a Jwari Disruption, huh? Card's not terrible. We can play something like Palaka Prediction too. I think I want the Jwari Disruption. I think blue mana is pretty important. This is 25 lands and like 1, 2, 3 spell lands is probably a good ratio. And I wanted a couple of pieces of spot removal for the sideboard. I like Power Word Kill. And probably just actual factual Doomblade. There aren't a ton of black creatures in the aggressive decks of the format right now. Let's do that. Play another match or two. We cut most of the red lands. Remember, we have to play a bunch of differently named lands, so I've got a bunch of off-color pathways, just as, like, more basics that have different names. I think I left the blue-red temple in, and that's it. Yeah, I kept the temple. Hopefully they're playing a matchup where Duress has text. Alright, wish granted. We're gonna chill on this discard spell until they have a chance to draw some cards. Because I want to give myself a chance to grab a spell I actually care about as opposed to this Fatal Push that's irrelevant. This is where the magic happens. I'm like annoyed at that, but also like not really. It's like, well, I mean, I guess. Opponent's being a little pushy, chip. Little pushy. Just chill.
You've already lost. Always an
Thanks for a liquor number of months. Lord of the Pearl Trident, appreciate the 33. Hey, we board out all of our various anti-creature cards, bring in our various counter spells and extra threat and a thought distortion. It's really clean. Exactly the number in that I wanted to cut. Love it. Wait, I cut the pact? No, I don't think so. Did I misclick something? I cut the eliminate. Did I misclick? Alright, now somebody go back and clip it. I had 3 packs in my sideboard? Okay, I meant to cut the eliminate. I believe you. A lot of chat is saying that I cut it by mistake. I intended to cut the eliminate. Everything worked out, chat. Shh. The question, are we the baddies, has the implication that there are good people. And historic chat, if you're not familiar, it's kind of like a Batman situation. There aren't really good guys so much as there's a billionaire beating up poor people that I guess you could root for if you wanted to, but in reality you shouldn't. There's innocent bystanders playing Brews getting mowed down by Batman's fights as well. Accurate. I had to come watch Mr. Hoagland because I screwed up the blade on Arena 4 times in a row. I should get no, yo, you're right, Boston. The fact that the blade doesn't remember your defaults is so incredibly offensive. Actually just awful. Okay, they drew Luris here. Who wants to Tainted Pact for an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize? Now, we did exile our second main deck pact in that play. God bless America. Such bullshit. We make a clutch correct play, and then we draw land and they top deck out of it. Sure. And Cling to Dust aren't particularly good here. I'm going to cut some of our more expensive counter spells. Lochmere seems not great. We trim a Deliberate. There's so many swamps in our hand. If this hand had a second blue source, it would be so good, but I just can't keep double blue, triple blue card, and 3 black mana. We might have too many just black lands in the mana base. Maybe we need to adjust that. Can someone give me a count of how many just black lands we have in the mana base? If anybody has a minute. Card's so good against us. Looking for some lands. It's only 6? Okay, 6 is probably fine. That means we have 22 blue lands. So I have 28 lands total. All my land spell split cards are blue. Pierce me, daddy. Come on, play some more 1-mana creatures that I can Extinction Event. They get to draw a card, they get to spell pierce me, we get to cry silently. Alright. No pierce, sometimes lucky. You're the worst, Andrew. If they deploy more stuff to the board, this might be a Tainted Pact for Shadow's Verdict angle. Oh, it could be a YOLO. Yeah, maybe that's just better. We like grab a Jace for the first one. Yeah, I think it's a YOLO angle. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about combo. I think it's definitely a YOLO angle. We draw Jace with the first pact, and then we either have a land on top or in the bottom three. Yeah, for sure a YOLO angle. So we're gonna draw until we hit a Jace. Now we need a untapped land in this draw step, and we got it. All right, we're good. And if we didn't have an untapped land in that draw step, we would be able to also have an untapped land in the bottom three cards of our deck.
This is all just an illusion.
We do now have to try and win a match, a game on the draw. I think top rating is faster, but this is slightly funnier. Yep. You know, I think I'm actually gonna island and then cycle Censor on one here because I want to try and get to some black sources. So the follow Mass Toast. Hey, thanks for the prime. I appreciate it. This might be a Tainted Pact for a land angle. Blue-black pact, more consistent than Grixis. I have no idea. I am really glad we felt this was a Tainted Pact for a land angle. Holy shit, chat. Good lord. I think I'm gonna keep going for an untapped duel here. I think just an untapped black. What is life, anyways? Just the worst. We're gonna get spell pierced and die, but I'm dead otherwise, so let's go. I think we ran past our Shadow's Verdict already, right? So we're just dead. Yeah. Sad. Sometimes your answers just don't line up and your control deck dies. This deck can combo kill some amount of the time, but not always gonna work out for you. I heard Spell Pierce is getting reprinted. I mean, if I EOT removal spell as bait Whiskey Dingo, it gives them another card draw. Well, I guess if I kill the Sentinel, it's a wash. Yeah, maybe we're supposed to. You're probably right that it doesn't matter, but yeah, I'm probably supposed to. I think you're right. I think I'd rather double discard on 2 rather than discard on 1, discard on 2, but maybe that's wrong. Show me your secret. Kursteg, thank you for the 23 months. Welcome back. Now, do I play this other Duress now, or do we sit on it for a little bit? I think I'm just gonna cycle the Barren Moor this turn. I need some blue mana. And then if I miss on a blue land in my next 2 draws, I can cycle Shark Typhoon on my next turn. Take it a 3rd look. I will make a 1/1 at their end of turn. I'm gonna do this now because it lets us know if I need this disruption for a Teferi. Well, I guess we're just taking a Teferi. We got 1 unknown. Maria's Call. Huh? It's pretty slow, right? It turns on my otherwise dead removal spells. Maybe we just take the Faithful Absence because it technically disrupts our combo. Oh, it is April. April stopped playing their Sweet Blink deck. They've joined the ranks of the control players. I can't say that surprises me. I think this is a draw Jace angle. My 1-point attack doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna chill on this so that way they can't, like, cycle a Shark Typhoon and then attack plus Helix to kill this. I'm gonna go ahead and cling now at sorcery speed, so that way if we draw a discard spell, we can take this with it. Magic is a skill-based game. Do-da, do-da, bum 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 ba da 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 dum. For those of you that are new, saying there's been a lot of control today, this is not a today thing. Historic has been a control-dominated format for many months now. Since the printing of this card and Unholy Heat, they've done a ton to push this format in the direction of control decks being a dominating force / feature. I'll let this happen. The odds of them finding 2 things we need to counter are low. Good chance is just like, they've got a lot of bricks in their deck game 1, so good chance it's not finding them anything useful. Yeah, we actually haven't played against the best / most popular control deck. The best / most popular is the Blue-White Lotus Field. According to Tapped Out, there are a lot of people playing the Proctor deck in best of 3 still, for what it's worth. Yeah, it's actually more popular in best of 3 than best of 1, 13% versus 9%. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take the land out of here because they're probably a deck with Delirium cards in it. They all draw me a card regardless of what I take. So, I'll take the one that hurts Delirium. I might be right to cash this in, but I feel like I'm ahead if I'm sitting on a counter spell. Especially with the utility lands going here. Wait, what? Are they playing their creature deck and they just like, okay, maybe they are playing their creature deck? Wow, their draw is really bad. That's rough, chat. I thought for sure they had just changed to Jeskai control. But yeah, I think Charming Prince means they're still playing the Blink deck and their draw is just rancid. Rough beats. Cube April is streamer. They are a Magic Twitter personality, I think would be the best descriptor. Yeah, they contribute to Scryfall. Is also accurate. For those of you that aren't familiar with Scryfall, Scryfall is what the Gatherer would be if it was given appropriate resources. Is April a they? I mean, that's the beauty of using they as a pronoun. It always is appropriate. So I don't know what their preferreds are, but they definitely works and is appropriate. Thanks for the 20 months, Solomon one. Welcome back. In general, I just always use they, even if I'm familiar with people too, because it's just easier to always have the right thing ingrained, rather than having to flip-flop and then occasionally slipping up and having a bad mental flip. Use the all-encompassing ones all the time. Hey, have a good one, Mask. Thanks for dropping in. So if I play this, I still have a counterspell up this turn, so I don't think I'm going for the combo here. I'm just gonna play this, and then next turn we'll go for it with the counterspells up. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into all of the nuances here of it on stream, but what Cody just said is appropriate, is my feelings on the matter. So there was a secret lair that raised money for a children's hospital, and they had kids from the children's hospital recreate artwork for all of the cards in that secret lair, and then those artworks made it into Magic Arena. They gave the kids the original artwork and asked them to recreate the artwork themselves. Yeah, it was good. You want a blistering hot Magic take, chat? I think secret lairs are one of the best things Wizards of the Coast has ever done. I think they're fantastic. We still win, right? I have no idea how we're supposed to be sideboarding here. Because, like, they're going to have counter spells post-board. But they also have creatures that I care about. Spot removal is a little awkward. To extrapolate on why I love the secret lairs for what it's worth, secret lairs are good, in my opinion, because they're actually less predatory than Magic's normal card acquisition system. And what I mean by that is you know exactly what you're getting for the money that you're paying instead of buying lottery tickets. It is true that secret layers leverage fear of missing out, which is a different type of predatory monetization. But I think in general, I prefer a limited time sale with fear of missing out to encouraging lottery tickets and gambling. But that's subjective, so feel free to disagree if you think lottery tickets are better than FOMO. I guess their deck doesn't really have a graveyard aspect, huh? They're not playing delirium spells. Maybe we cut these. I'm not gonna comment on the implementations of them. FTC disclosure, Riot Games sent me artwork from their arcane secret layer that is sitting on this chair behind me that I did not pay for. But I don't actually own any secret layer products, nor have I been given any for this opinion. So take it for what you will. I was given free artwork though from the company that likes me. Speaking of companies that like me, my Pokemon rep sent me a tracking number that they were sending me something, and it was scheduled to be at my house today, and I was like, oh, there's no way that package is getting here on time. That one is long waiting. Pokemon packages are exciting. I like stuff. Stuff makes happy. Do I want to, like, tap land? I think I want a Silundi Vision this turn. I think this is a spell. Riot doesn't really do sponsored streams for their games. They support their organic content creators pretty reasonably, but they don't pay for direct sponsored stuff. Which makes sense. They're a big enough company that they don't really need to. I think we're just countering this. Thanks for the 7 months, Crubbish. Welcome back.
Mind and body should move with thoughtfulness before action.
Take the Thought Erasure here. I can't imagine paying for sponsored streams for people who don't usually pay your games transfers into that many conversions. Well, you don't have a very good imagination and you don't understand this industry then. In fact, you want like a really easy direct comparison for why your take is very silly, Cedrus? Croaky's only started playing Magic the Gathering because he was originally a sponsored stream. And that's something that doesn't happen. That the only reason I play Runeterra wasn't sponsored by Riot directly, but the only reason I ever tried Runeterra to begin with was because Twitch paid me to do it. Alright, Kursteg. Guess what? Being transphobic in my spaces gets you a courtesy fuck off into the sun and just bail out. Go somewhere else that'll tolerate you being a prick without any repercussions. Like, seriously, for fuck's sake, it's not hard to just be a reasonable, decent human being to other people. And if you think, Jeff, you're not being reasonable or decent to Kursteg, I'm reasonable and decent to people up until when someone tells you who they are, believe them. And if someone doesn't treat other people with respect, they don't deserve my respect. So they can fuck on off. I think we're gonna deliberate here for an untapped land. He said increasingly nervous man. I guess we just take the Doomblade now. And for what it's worth there, Kursteg went back and forth with a couple people a few times that were trying to be reasonable with them, and they were just not being reasonable at all and doubling down on being a shitty person, so they can go do that somewhere else. I think we're going to sacrifice these lands at this point. They were not a gift sub. How long were they subbed for? They had a mod sword. They were subbed to this channel for almost 2 years, which is a good reminder. I don't care how long you've paid me money for. You want to be a shitty person, go do it somewhere else. I don't need your $5. I think we're just getting a Jace here if this resolves, even though we don't have a third blue yet. Makes that choice easy. Easy peasy, chip. There could be merit to killing this in response to the trigger in case they find Ephemerate. What if we just Extinction Event here? I could like removal spell and then removal spell in response. I think I just Extinction Event for odds. And they might Ephemerate in response here just to like cantrip it. They could also hit a counter spell. Like another Dovin's Veto. Oh yeah, maybe getting Meat Hook down is right. I can see that because it like starts gaining me life. My life is a little bit low. Ooh, yeah, and Meat Hook. Yeah, I should have Meat Hooked here. That's a good shout. Because now Meat Hook can't kill the call, but it could have killed this. And my Extinction Event would have cleaned these up. I can spend 2 removal spells killing these, but that's still like not great for me, right? So I am down a card now because my sequencing was bad. Is there a Mole Drifter in my future? Not yet. Well, that resolved very quickly. Chat, come on now. That's not a that's a ban, chat. It's not a timeout. You should accept people for being pieces of crap. No, they can listen. Just stop it. You want one of the most important lessons you'll ever get, chat? If there's one Nazi sitting at a table with 13 other people having dinner, you have 14 Nazis sitting at a table. I think they were being facetious. Okay, so I'm gonna give you another good lesson, chat. Have you ever heard the story of Schrodinger's asshole? Schrodinger's asshole is the type of person who they make a joke that's hurtful and hateful, and if nobody laughs, they say, oh, or if nobody agrees with them, they say, oh, I'm just joking, can't you take a joke? And the reason why Schrodinger's asshole is dangerous is because they often believe the awful things that they're saying, but they're using the it's a joke to probe for if their audience will accept their awful thing as being an okay thing to say. I think we just meet Hook for 4 here, right? Is the play? Yes, Meat Hook plus Typhoon letting the shark live is pretty great. I think I'm actually going to keep that land on top because I'm going to sacrifice the land that has the Town Razor trigger on it next turn. Okay, so now we just go grab Jace. I think we're just going for it, right? I guess their last card... Am I not supposed to full go for this here? Maybe I'm not supposed to full go for it. I'm a little scared their last card could be a Fateful Absence. Might just grab another good spell here. Yeah, I was gonna kill them with Shark Typhoon. I am a god! We're so good at magic, chat! Alright, nailed it. We're in the zone. We're in the zone. I think we just take the spell with flashback, right? For max sharks. Gonna go ahead and or Blood Chief's Thirst this, and then they'll blink it while Power Word kill it in response. Oh, they just let it die. God bless. Okay. No more counters on this. Christy and Matt, I assume you're both hanging out in the stream. We're going to start playing Pokemon Unite after this match, which is hopefully almost done. Try and kill this in response. They could have another Ephemerate throw off these cards they drew. They do, yep. Alright, we still have a game. What is left in my deck? $22 cards left in their deck, 16 in mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. Ugh. Oh, God. I almost didn't cast that Duress thinking I wanted to scry for the turn. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger. Oh, no. Sweating bullets over here, chat. Oh. $20 cards in their deck, 12 cards in ours. Thanks for the follow, Javelin. Do we die here? I think there's a world where we die here. 16 cards in their deck. The real mistake this game was I milled myself a couple of times with, my Jace, and I should have been milling them. We do have Mastermind's acquisition left and a Jace on our board, is accurate. This might come down to this Meat Hook Massacre. They're at 6 and I have 4 sharks in play. I would bet that their lightning helixes are in their sideboard right now. No, 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 no. Oh, crap. God, I hate this. That's so dumb. I shouldn't have to put a stop to respond to that. It's so frustrating. Six, 7. So I attack with these, even if they kill all of them. Yes, Downraiser should auto-stop upkeep for quality of life reasons. For sure. Oh gosh. Okay. My attack there was probably wrong. It's just been a long game. This has been a silly match. Alright, so they're dead, right? They have 1 land left. Okie doke for our 2 pips. That was very, very silly. All right, let's do a quick deck wrap up, and then we'll shift on over to some Pokemon Unite, huh? Maybe. By quick deck wrap up, I mean we're going to sit here and wait for the server for a second. So, come on. I think this deck is basically everything you want to be doing in Historic. That game was exhausting. I shall never play another game of Magic again. Ain't that the truth, April? I'm glad it was already going to be my last one of the day because it was a slog. This deck has a lot of good control elements like you want to be doing in Historic, and it's got a combo kill for when your control elements don't line up well. A question a lot of people are going to ask me is, Jeff, how does this version compare to the Grixis version we had played somewhat recently? And I don't really have a good answer for you which of these two is better or worse than the other. That's something I'd have to play a lot more matches with both to try and figure out. They both seem kind of reasonable. I would recommend trying them both out. If you haven't seen the Grixis variation, you're going to want to watch the coverage of our last Hoglandi Open, and we also did a deck session with it here on stream as well. So,